Hello and welcome into the show, everyone. I am Preston Poole. That is Tyler Adams. This is Unadvised here on the Sports Animal YouTube, Facebook, and right here on our very own X accounts. Tyler, how are you doing on this absolutely freezing cold? I don't know if you've been outside yet today.
Yeah, no, I have.
It's cold as hell out there. How are you doing on this cold Sunday?
I went to the local coffee donut shop at my house this morning to go get me a chocolate Long John and black coffee, as is my Sunday tradition. And I couldn't roll down the window. I was like the guy, having to open the door to order and get my food. So my windows are literally frozen. So yeah, it's a little cold, and I am not a fan of the cold weather. So
yeah, I think my phone said it feels like -1 outside.
Yeah, it's cold out, especially when there's no sunlight either. That just makes it more cold.
100%. It's terrible. But you know what? At least we're not getting any of that snow that's the northern part of the state and everyone else is getting. So that'll do.
Yeah, so we got this big Arctic blast coming in, and all across the country. And I'm going skiing in 2 weeks, and we need snow at this mountain. They have snow; it's good to see, but you want all the snow you can get there. And it's literally missing it by 20 miles, the mountain we're going to. So if we could just go a little bit more south, that'd be
great. All right, well, let's get right into it. How about the Thunder? They played today. I know you just said you're going to the game today.
Yeah, I'll be boots on ground.
The defending champs are in town. The Boston Celtics in town to take on the Oklahoma City Thunder at 2:30. That's why we're probably only going to have about a 30-minute show because I've got to get up to the station to get ready for all of our stuff today. Obviously, you're going to the game. So 14-game winning streak, longest in franchise history for the Oklahoma City Thunder. Shea has been playing amazing. Aaron Wiggins saved basketball again on Friday night against the New York Knicks. They're just playing amazing right now.
That Knicks game, just the last 3 games, really. The whole 14-game win streak has been awesome. And it's one of those things where we definitely got to savor it because it's going to come to an end eventually.
Yeah.
They're not going to win every game, obviously. They might. Who's to say? So it's definitely one of those things you just got to enjoy. And so the last 3 games, just against who they play on New Year's, the Timberwolves, coming back from that. Yeah. And then coming back against the Pacers, and then coming back against the Knicks. It's all just been these comebacks have just been happening. It's just been crazy how they've been able to do this, and it's been so fun. And Aaron Wiggins the other night literally had me just standing up in my living room on a Friday night, sober, participating in damp January, not dry January, but a little damp January.
Yeah,
we're not getting totally wet, but we're not staying dry. So this weekend, I was like, we're not going to drink it all this weekend. I was just in my living room sober, wanting to just chug a beer after that game, just celebratory because of what Aaron Wiggins made me feel like that was one of the most fun wins of a regular season I can remember.
Yeah, they were down 8 or something like that heading into the fourth quarter there.
And in the third quarter, they just because they struggled in the first half they've been doing.
And that's the thing.
Third quarter came around
so much in the first half of all these games. Yeah. I don't know why they come out slow.
Yeah. They need to fix it. It's fun.
Just go on a blitz, yeah.
It's fun. It's makes for a fun second half. I would like to, just put, belt to ass the whole game. But that third quarter against the Knicks, they were staying right there, in striking distance, but just didn't seem like they couldn't do it. And then all of a sudden, Aaron Wiggins said, hold my beer.
Yeah.
And just goes off for 15 fourth quarter points and just crazy. Shot perfect from the field for 4 for 3. 5 for 5 from the field. It was awesome.
Yeah, and that's a guy that doesn't play that much for the Thunder. I don't know why that is that he doesn't play that much. I know AJ Mitchell has to be a little part of that, and I haven't seen anything on his injury that he suffered. He's out today. So
yeah, it's sprained toe.
Sprained toe. You don't see that too often.
Yeah.
So that would lead me to believe that Aaron Wiggins will play a little bit more tonight, or this afternoon, I should say, against the Celtics. But it's a big-time matchup. The Celtics, they're not the number 1 seed in the East right now, but they're pretty close there with the Cavs at the moment. So,
by the way, the favorites to win the finals. So
yeah, Thunder play the Cavs next week as well.
Yeah.
I guess I should say this week.
Yeah. Cavs Wednesday, Knicks again Friday. And then you got the Wizards, and you go right back into a gauntlet with the Sixers, like the
This
Mavs.
month is crazy for the Thunder with some of their opponents. So if you're able to get out and go watch them when they're here at home, they head on the road after this. But
I think last January was kind of like this for the Thunder too. I couldn't remember like who all they played, but I remember last January they played like 19 games in 30 days, 31 days, whatever it was. And they're all, a lot against like, playoff opponents. And it was like, they just need to go, like 10-9 or whatever during this, or, 11-8. And they go like 15-3. We're like, okay. That's whenever I think everyone kind of realized that this team is going to be really special. Really special. I mean, everyone knew it was looking good, but I think last January is whenever it really was like, okay, we're on to something here.
Yeah, 100%. I haven't seen anything on Caruso. Looks like he's out.
Mm-hmm.
So AJ Mitchell, Alex Caruso are out for the Thunder tonight or this afternoon. I keep saying tonight. I'm so used to saying tonight, but should be a great game, I think, downtown in Oklahoma City, and we'll see. I know you've been tweeting out every night SGA MVP.
Yeah.
He's the front runner right now. I know a lot of people say, Jokic because of all that he does, which he's obviously a fantastic basketball player, one of the best in the world. But I think what Shai is doing is just incredible. I mean, he's not scoring more points than he was last year per game because he's still around the same point total that he was last year, but it just feels like he's doing it at a different level this season.
Yeah, you can. Whenever I watch him, and obviously, Preston, like we're biased when we say this and stuff, but at the same time, the betting odds will tell you this. Shai's the best player in the world right now, and you can just see it. Like when you're just watching the game, you can just see that what he's doing is different than everybody else. He's taking over when he needs to take over. And it's just he elevates others, like just everything he does. And, you get the free throw merchant allegations. Well, actually, let me just pull up the stat. I took a screenshot of it the other day. Give me 2 seconds here. Okay.
It is crazy how everyone says that Shai and the Thunder are just free throw merchants. Like they don't go to the line that much.
So,
like they don't go to the line as much to other teams.
So this season, Shai has a lower free throw rate than Embiid's MVP. These are going to be all the MVP seasons. So I'm just going to say the name, but they all won the MVP this year. He has a lower free throw rate than Embiid, Giannis, Harden, Westbrook, KD, LeBron, Kobe, Dirk, AI when they won the MVP.
Yeah. And that's going back 20
years.
Oh,
and if you want to just go way back, Shaq, Malone, and 3 of Jordan's MVPs.
Yeah.
It's just when you're the best player in the world, like when you're that good at basketball, you know how to get to the free throw line because that's part of the game.
Yeah, exactly. And like Luka does the same thing. All these guys
they all do.
Yeah. So that's why I don't get, but it's just people that are mad. And look, I get it. When a team moves to a new city, and all they do is make the playoffs and are good at basketball the whole time that they're in that city, it can get frustrating for other people. But you know what? I kind of like it. I like being on the good side of things, and the Thunder are really damn good this year.
Keep the haters coming.
Yes. I was looking the other night. I didn't realize there's 6.5 games up, 7 games up actually now on the second seed in the West, which is Houston at the moment.
It's crazy. They're running away with the 1 seed already.
And
it's crazy.
They've played 34 games, so we're 6, 7, 8 games away from being at the halfway point, and they're already 7 games up on the 2 seed, 10 games up on some of the teams that are around the play-in bubble. So they're pretty damn good. Damn good, and they're 1 game out from tying the Cavs for the best record in the NBA. They just need those damn Cavs to lose.
And then Thunder play them twice coming up the next 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So.
The Celtics 26-9 heading into today's matchup. Thunder 29 and 5. I should have checked when I was looking at this what the line is. So it's Thunder 2.5. So the Thunder 2.5 point favorite, and I feel like that's a pretty decent number. I don't think this is going to be a team that rolls it down and the Thunder beat them by 10 plus points like they have been to other teams.
They could run away with it though. I mean,
I can see that happening.
I'm just today's.
I think it's going to be a close game. Yeah.
Oh, I think it's going to be a close game too. But I think in the last 4 minutes, who's to say they can't run away with it if they just get hot? But today might be different. I don't know. I'm excited.
We'll see. We'll see. All right, I don't want to get too much into college football because it's been talked at by everyone at this point. The one thing that I do want to talk about that is just been on my mind and kind of not been grinding my gears or anything, but it's got me thinking a little bit. Why the hell are we letting teams win 2 bowl games?
Yeah, yes, I've been saying the same
Why?
thing. I've been
Why
saying
are
the
we
same
doing
thing.
that?
We need to just. I don't get what this. I don't know what the answer is with 2 bowl games, but the first 2 rounds need to be home games.
Yeah.
I'm on the camp. Just make all 3 rounds home games and make the national championship the Rose Bowl. Like
Yeah.
that's where I'm at. But yeah, it's just dumb that we're gonna have Ohio State being a Rose Bowl and then a possible Cotton Bowl champ, or whoever wins these
Yeah.
semifinals game are going to have 2 bowl games. It's just, it's dumb. It was fun for the playoff or the 14 playoff because everyone played in a bowl game. And then there's just 2 bowl games that were designated to be, if you won this, you're going to go play for a national championship.
Mm-hmm.
So it was fine then. It was fine, playing in a bowl game and then go to play for a national championship. But now it's just like, what are we doing? We're just holding on to these bowl games because it's what the old
like let some of the other teams go and play in those bowl games and win those bowl games. We don't need the New Year's 6. We don't need that to be the bowl games for the playoffs.
Put Miami and Iowa State in the Fiesta Bowl. They would have made it. It was a great game, and it was a Pop-Tart Bowl, which was awesome. The Pop-Tart Bowl rocks, but that was a great game and would have felt kind of bigger if it was just you had Fiesta Bowl in front of it.
Exactly, and another thing is that these playoff games have not been the best games, right outside of like Texas and Arizona State, and maybe if you want to say Georgia and Notre Dame. It's just been a lot of blowouts, and it's kind of like, now we've got to 4 teams, and all these games have been blowouts. Do you think we might have learned our lesson at this point?
Yeah, everyone just wants. Yeah, it's like everyone's just complaining about one thing or another. And it's like, this is year 1, guys.
Yeah.
Like, we're in year 1. And you want to talk about, like seeding and how messed up the seeding is. And I agree, we should reseed. Like, Boise State and Arizona State probably shouldn't have gotten buys. I mean, Arizona State, could make a case for getting a bye with the way they played Texas and winning a power conference. But I'm okay if you don't think Arizona State deserved to buy this year. I'm okay with that, But at the same time, like, we can talk about the buys, but then again, the loser of tonight's Vikings Lions game, they're going to be the 1 seed, and in the second round, they might have to play that team all over again, a 14-win team all over again. Like, seeding in football is just kind of hard to do, and it's just so easy to bitch and complain when there's a committee behind all of it. But let's just enjoy the 12-team playoff. Like, it's not – they've been blowouts, and we need to reseed and stuff, but, like, let's just stop the complaining and enjoy the football. I mean, it hasn't been good football, I know, but we're going to figure this out as we go along. That's year 1. It's year 1. And I'd rather watch blowouts with players actually playing than watching, Ohio State versus, who would have been Texas, I guess, in the Cotton Bowl in a New Year's 6 bowl game when none of their players are playing.
Yeah, no, 100%. And I saw one person saying, well, if we did the seeding, differently, Indiana would have hosted a first round game. Do we really want Indiana hosting a first round game? That's what the playoffs are for.
Yes.
That's what the first round at home is for. Just because they're Indiana, they still only lost 1 or 2 games in the regular season.
1 game in the regular season.
Yeah, 1 game in the regular season. I think that deserves to host a first round playoff game.
Yeah, it's just people wanting to complain and
about everything. It's
about
crazy.
yes.
Oh man, I'm right now. I'm watching your Liverpool team take on Man City, and there's snow on the sidelines, and it looks like it's like snowing or raining, but
it's cold there.
I don't know how they don't have any snow on the field. It's been boggling my mind.
They said before the game that they had a big, the Bills Mafia had styled it. They said
okay.
Show up and shovel it off.
There you go. Interesting game right now. All right, let's
get by the way, is leaving the club at the end of this.
I saw it. I was going to ask you about that.
Heartbroken.
How can he just come out and say that? Like,
they're not negotiating his they're not negotiating his contract.
Okay, so
they're just
like,
his contract's up at the end of the summer, and they're not renegotiating it, which is just dumb on Liverpool's part. They kind of got some questionable owners, not the worst owners ever, but some questionable. It's the people that own the Red Sox as well, FSG.
Okay, yeah.
And so he was like, they're not renegotiating. He's at the point now with his contract where he can start negotiating with other teams. So like Mo Salah could sign with like PSG is one of the teams, so he could sign with them like in 2 weeks, but he'll still be on Liverpool for the rest of the season.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, it's heartbreaking for me because he's my favorite soccer player of all time.
I did see that the other day. I was like, I need to bring that up to him. All right, let's get into the NFL today. Not a bunch of games that really mean much outside of like 3 or 4. Start the noon slate. You got the Panthers and the Falcons. That one doesn't mean anything because I think the Panthers don't have a chance to get the 1 seed now at this point with 4 wins, but they've been playing better towards the back half of the season. The Falcons have not been playing that good towards the back half of the season. Michael Penix, though, by the way, he's coming and he's been pretty decent for him.
Yeah, he's been pretty good. Falcons got to win today and just hope for a Bucs loss. I mean, that's all this game means.
The Cowboys and the Commanders. The most interesting thing here is Trey Lance is starting for the Cowboys today.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah, that just came out a little bit ago. He's starting for the Cowboys, and then Jaden Daniels can wrap up his Rookie of the Year campaign before they head into the playoffs. That should be pretty interesting. And then how about your Bears in Green Bay to take on the Packers? One of my buddies was over here last night. He said that his mom and stepdad are up there in Green Bay to watch the game. They're big Packers fans. And I said, you know what? The Green Bay might be the one place in the world that is just way colder than it is here in Oklahoma City at the moment. But it's freezing up there. By the way, where are we at on the head coaching search for the Chicago Bears? Who's on your big board?
Ben Johnson, Mike Vrabel. That's who I want. Anyone else? I mean, I guess it depends. I don't know, dude. Like,
I think Ben Johnson would be great. Mike Vrabel, I don't know. I think he is a good head coach, but I'm not sure about that. But I like the offense.
It's not going to be Vrabel. Vrabel's way too much of an alpha male for George McCaskey.
And to coach Caleb Williams.
Yeah.
All right, the Texans and the Titans. This one, maybe if the Titans lose, they get a better slot when it comes to draft pick. But I think right now that is no, actually it's all because you don't have any 2-loss teams anymore. All of them have, or 2-win teams, I should say. All of them have 3. So yeah, if the Titans lose that one, they could better their chance at the number 1 pick in that one. Tennessee favored in that one because the Texans don't have to play anyone. They're already locked in to the playoffs. And then the Jaguars Colts is kind of the same way that the Jaguars will be hoping that the Titans beat the Texans and get to 4 wins. So Jaguars have 4. The Colts rolling with Joe Flacco for one final time this season. It'll be interesting to see if Flacco stays in the league next year.
You think someone would like him as a backup?
Yeah. Yeah, because, I mean, he starts maybe
there's a lot of drama going on with the
games a year.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially with Pat McAfee, and all that stuff. Yes.
Anthony Richardson, is supposedly a bad locker room teammate guy, allegedly.
Wait, you're telling me the guy that came off the field because he was too tired during a drive is a bad teammate? Who would have guessed that? Other noon games, the Bills and the Patriots. Again, the Patriots lose that one. They better their chance at getting the number 1 pick. The Bills aren't going to play anyone because they're already locked into the playoffs. Giants, Eagles. I already saw the list for the guys out for the Eagles, and it's just about everyone that matters. It was a very long graphic that they made with everyone.
Giants are going to screw themselves again. Worsen their
By the way, you can't do that if you're the Giants. No. Like, I know the players want to go out and win, but you got to understand
Mhm.
what's on the line, and you can't go out and win a game when you're
Got to
not
play
supposed
conservative football.
to.
Like,
Yeah.
yes, the players are going to go out there and try to win, but at the same time, just run the ball up the middle, just every
Yes,
play. Just do that.
100%. The Saints and the Buccaneers, like you said, the Bucks lose. That gives the
Falcons.
Falcons a chance to make it into because the Bucks haven't even wrapped up that division yet, have they?
No,
So
they have to
that
win.
would
Win, they're in.
win today, and they win. So that's one of the games that is in the playoff picture. Bucks a 14.5-point favorite. I would assume they go out and beat the hell out of the
Yeah.
Saints.
Take Mike Evans over everything too.
Yes, because
It's
he needs
five
what?
receptions, 85 yards for $3
Yeah,
million.
yes. So he'll probably have like 10 receptions for like 150
Yeah.
yards, and cut a check to Baker Mayfield after the season's
Yeah.
over. Not that Baker needs
Sort
the
of a
money.
bit now.
Yeah. The Chiefs and the Broncos. This one matters for the Broncos because they need to win and they're in the playoffs as the final wild card. And the Chiefs aren't playing anyone. Who was the backup? Carson Wentz will be starting for the Kansas City Chiefs.
I want the Bengals in the playoffs so bad. I'm rooting. I know you can't root for the Chiefs, Preston, but root for the Chiefs today because the Bengals
I will
in the
not.
playoffs. Bengals in the
Look,
playoffs is what I want.
if it were up to me, this game would end in a tie, and the Broncos would not get in because they didn't win.
And the Chiefs don't win a football game.
And the Chiefs don't win. So I'm rooting for a tie there in that one. And then Seahawks at the Rams. That one doesn't really mean much. I think the Seahawks, I don't know if they're in, but the Rams have already wrapped up that division, I believe, or secured their spot in the playoffs. I think they might have to win today to for sure lock up the division because if the Seahawks win, they'll have the same record as the Rams. I think the Rams.
Well, no, because the Rams they locked up the division last weekend. Yeah, they did because the Rams aren't playing
they beat
anyone.
the Seahawks. Yeah,
Jimmy G coming out.
Yes, that is right. Dolphins and Jets. This is a game where the Dolphins still have a chance to make it into the playoffs. They're kind of like the Bengals. They need the Broncos to lose, but I think they need the Bengals to lose as well.
Is this Aaron Rodgers' last NFL game?
I don't know, but then I
don't think so.
I'm like, where could he go? And I'm like, I don't think anyone really wants Aaron Rodgers at this point. But there's going to be someone that does.
It would be like a Raider. Whoever doesn't get Shador, Travis, or Cam Ward.
Yeah.
We'll probably like the Raiders, the Giants, or someone like that. We'll taking him. Titans.
Yeah. No Tua in this game, by the way, for the Dolphins. The 49ers and the Cardinals, this game means nothing because neither of those teams are going to the playoffs. And then the Chargers and the Raiders. The Chargers need to win this one, and they get to play the Texans in the first round. And I think that's big. You don't want to play the Ravens that they're slotted to play right now. You want to play the Texans.
Yeah, I was saying like before the show, we're kind of talking about it a little, and I was like, well, it's a 5 or 6. I was like, well, that's actually a really big difference because it's either you go play the Texans, who should beat because they're not very good right now, or the Ravens, who obviously do not want to play in the first round.
Yes, no, they're very good right now. And then the game that means the most in the NFL today is the Vikings and the Lions. Whoever wins this one wins the NFC North and gets a first round bye.
Can't wait. I cannot wait for this game. I think this could be, game of the year type of game tonight that we're going to watch. Is going to be like, one of those like, you don't want the game to end. It's just going to be insane. Ford Field's going to be absolutely electric. I don't know who I'm rooting for yet because they're both my rival. And I kind of like Sam Darnold, but then again, I don't want our boss Cisco, just to have the NFC North crown over me. Even though I don't really get to have the NFC North crown, so it wouldn't be anything new. But I don't know who I'm rooting for this one as a NFC North guy. But I'm leaning the Lions just because.
I'll tell you, I'm all in on the Lions.
Yeah.
I want the Lions. If the Chargers can't make the Super Bowl, I want the Lions.
I might bet on the Vikings though, so that might just change everything.
Lions 3-point favorites in that one in Detroit. So going to be interesting. That's going to be the best game of the evening, and yeah, I mean, the loser ends up being the 5 seed. The winner is the 1 seed overall. So
Yeah,
uh,
it's insane.
that's about as much of you know, I don't even know what
And
I'm
then
trying to say.
if
Go ahead.
if what would it be? If the 2 and 3 seed win in the NFC, so the Eagles and then who would be the 3 seed right now? Do you have it in front of you?
I can. I just literally closed that.
We should know that. Oh, it's going to be the Rams and the Eagles, because the 4 seed is going to be the NFC South. So
Yeah.
if the 5 seed beats the Bucks, so if it's, let's just say in this hypothetical, it's the Vikings are the 5 seed, and they beat the Bucks or the Falcons, whoever wins the North, then the Lions' first game would then be the Vikings, or vice
Yeah.
versa. Like, this might be a back-to-back game for the winner of this team, of
Which
this
is
game.
crazy. Having to play
And that's going
a
to be a
14
reward. So that
Yeah.
it's just like, Oregon's reward is playing Ohio State. Well, guess what? The same problem happens in the NFL. Same exact
Yes.
issues happening in the NFL right now.
Yes,
So
100%. So, yeah, it's going to be, this game is massive. It's going to be so much fun to watch. All right, we need to get out here. I got to get up to the radio station.
I'm whipping up a parlay of all the teams that have to win today.
There you go. That's going to do it for us. We'll be back later in the week to talk to you a little bit more. Remember, Thunder at 2:30. We're going to start our pregame show over on the Sports Animal at 1 o'clock. The Metal Store Thunder forecast, and then tip at 2:30. So tune in for that. Have fun at the game. Teabag, scream loud, bark loud, whatever you want to do there. And let's try and get the Thunder to win one at home and win 15 in a row. That's going to do it for us. Until next time, have a good one, everyone.